Right. And somebody there. Are we live? Ah, I'm here. Just 1, 2. Bop, bop, bop. Hello, Lloyd. Hello, matey. Can you hear me? Gabriel, hello. Sebastian. Oh, TS. Gary West. Hello, buddy. Can you guys hear me? Stop touching your face. Anders, hello. Hello, Jerome. Hi, guys. Can you hear me? Can you hear me? Can you hear me? Testing 1, 2. Testing 1, 2. Hello. Oh my god, there's loads of you here today. I was thinking it would just be quite intimate, maybe just 3 or 4 of us, but hello. Anders, you say no. Does that mean you can't hear me? Or hi, Vaughn, sounding clear. Thank you, Matt. Matt, I need to send your keyboard over. I have got it, I promise you. It's actually in a box now and ready to go. Amongst all the other things I have to do. Tony says it's a bit soft. Is it a bit soft? Okay, I'm going to put the gain up. Is that better, Tony? Check the gains. Check 1, 2. Da 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 ba ba. Overflowing senses, heightened awareness. I don't know why I'm singing that. I was just listening to some Depeche, some Martin Gore songs recently. I had some troll on recently who was having a go at me for, what is it? All the trolls are out at the moment. It's just like, I think with this lockdown now, it's because everyone's like on the internet, and the trolls are just like big time. And someone who was having a go at, well, quite a few people have a go at me sometimes, and this guy was saying, I don't like what you said about Martin Gore. And I'm like, I haven't said anything bad about Martin Gore. And yeah, well, we're going off topic now, but anyway. Trolls are worse than mosquitoes. Is that you, Simon? Hi guys. Anders, you say I can. Anders, you said hear you perfectly. Thank you. This is quite strange because I feel like I'm sitting in a room just talking to myself, which I often do, by the way. Okay, let's see who we've got here. Matt, hi. Tracy, hello, Tracy. Keeping fit, Tracy. Jack Garn. Any relation to Dave? TS, the bridges are closed. I've decided from now on, when we start a live stream, we have to have a banana in order to pay homage to Fletch. Now, I like my bananas quite overripe, but this is a bit on the sort of manky side. But anyway, cheers to you all. I like boxes. Tony, Jerome, Jack, Anders. Okay. Hello from San Diego. Okay, guys. So, if you want to just ask a question, and we'll have a little bit of a chat. Just wait for a few more people to come online. Here are the entries for the Dave Bascombe vinyls. And as I said to you, if you're one of the people who helped fund that little project, which was very successful, by the way, so thank you very much, then your name is in this bowl. What I'm going to do is, the reason it is a transparent bowl is just so that you can see there's no favoritism. I'm going to read out every single name that's in there and put them in individually, just to make sure I've got everyone. I believe there were 87 of you that funded this GoFundMe campaign. So there are 87 names in there, and 3 of you today are going to win one of these Dave Bascombe vinyls. I'm just thinking, I went to go see Dave Bascombe, and I didn't get an autograph. I should have taken mine and autographed mine. But I'm hoping to go see him again after lockdown. The guys and I will go down and hopefully interview him about Tears for Fears, because there's been a lot of requests for Tears for Fears, and I'm a massive Tears for Fears fan. And yeah, we're talking about a lot of Depeche Mode at the moment, and I think, yeah, I think when we get onto a roll, we should just kind of ride the wave. So we're in flow at the moment, so we'll just keep going with it. How is everyone? Everyone still there? Am I still online, guys? I haven't disappeared, have I? I'm a bit new to this live streaming thing. Okay. Okay, so how many of you? We got 54 online at the moment. Oh, I see. Oh, I haven't scrolled down, sorry. Oh, Jeff Roll, Andrew Sly, hello. Oliver Hubel, Matt Smith, I'm still okay, thank you. That's debatable. Hello, Chris Pemblin. Marshall Potter, guys. Special shout out to Marshall Potter and Tony Duncan, who are the most prolific producers that I know. Because me, who coaches people and preaches to people, I cannot get shit done. I mean, I've started doing a new track now, which I you know, I should give you guys a deadline to kind of keep myself to it. But Tony Duncan actually played me. I'm not going to give any spoilers away, but he plays me some of his stuff before he gets it released, just for my opinion. And I must say, Tony, you have come leaps and bounds, sir. And Marshall, your vocal on this new track, superb. Guys, you should really hear this new stuff that Tony and Marshall are doing. No, they haven't paid me to say that. They are patron members, by the way, but they haven't paid me to say that. Just really good stuff there, Tony. Just keeping the stuff going, because I know I talk to people all the time, producers who are, and we have like this mental block where we just can't get shit done. It's because we're listening to stuff and we're trying to make it better, and I don't want to bore you guys and turn this into geek talk, but I spent a whole day yesterday doing sort of like the pre-production before I lay the vocals down. I spent the whole day on it, and then I woke up this morning and I listened to the version I'd done right in the beginning, and I ended up binning what I did yesterday, which means yesterday was a complete waste of time, which means, once again, you try and make it better. You add something, you add something, you add something, and you add something, and now that I've got a super duper fast computer and processing, I can just keep adding things forever. And yeah, we're going off topic here, aren't we? 75 people watching now, guys. Marshall, the check's in the mail. Thank you, sir. Anyone want to ask a question? Actually, I'll ask you guys a question. Did any of you watch the video I just put up, the interview with Peter Kerr? Fletcher! Someone asked me the other day if I could. They said you should interview Fletch because he's in London, and I just thought, hello, Fletch. I'm the guy who has dedicated his channel to taking the piss out of you. How about an interview? You can go and fuck yourself. T.S. That was thank you. Yeah, The banana was ripe enough. Yeah, it was. Yeah, Peter Kerr, really nice guy, really approachable, and he was really easy to interview. Um, Unlike Rusty Egan. I love you, Rusty. Just give me a chance to ask a question next time, please. Um, yeah, he was great. I had a whole bunch of questions, but just as we started the chat, he just kind of started answering my questions before I even asked them. That was a very pleasant interview, very nice guy, and he said he's keen for some more interviews. And so I'm going to, after I've done the Shake the Disease special, I'm going to be doing another one on Stripped, and then I want to interview Peter Kerr again all about Stripped, because Stripped, Shake the Disease, oh, I'm giving away my secret here. These are my favorite Depeche Mode songs: Stripped, Shake the Disease, and yeah, there are quite a few others obviously, but nothing really in the last 10 years or so. How old is Peter Kerr? He's 67 years old, so he's the same age group as sort of Daniel Miller, Brian Griffin. These guys are getting on now, and I find that Depeche Mode and this the stuff we talk about in this channel, I find as these people get older, and there seems to be like this real sort of sentimentality that we have about them. We just want to, I don't know, it's like they become precious. If you look at like Depeche Mode, how they kind of lost popularity at one stage, and now they're like so popular again. I think it's a bit of nostalgia. How old is, okay, Stripped is their best image video, I think. Yeah, I love Stripped. Hey Vaughn, so nice seeing you, mate. Howdy from Seattle. I haven't had time to watch the video yet. Don't worry, brother, we've got loads of time. Igor, will Depeche Mode release a new album, Vaughn? What do you think? Oh, I think before Depeche Mode release a new album, I think they should come onto this channel and have a chat with us, don't you think? All of us, and just... Now that sounds arrogant, doesn't it? But you know something? If you're running a business, customer feedback is very important. You want to know what people think of your product. But I get the feeling that Depeche Mode are so big now that it doesn't really matter. And I was speaking to Simon Forsyth. Hello, bud. I was speaking to him the other day, just on the chat, and I said, you know, obviously when I'm, you know, mixing or producing, I pull up references, you know, just, and I pulled up "It's Going Backwards," because what I do like about the song is the sort of, the kind of the bottom end of it. That's probably all I like about the song, because but I was listening to the stuff and I just thought to myself, and this might sound very arsey, but I just thought to myself, I don't want to use this as a reference because it's just not that good. I'm not trying to say like I'm going to be able to beat it, but it's not inspiring. Yeah, just not. Absolutely, they should listen to the fans, but they're gonna do as they please. You're right, Tony. When I had the interview with Alex Fernandez recently, if you guys saw that, Alex, I love Alex Fernandez. He's such a gentleman, and so, but when he got to the end and he like laid into the criticism, and he said something like, I said, if Alan was involved and they released this, I would be the first one to tell Alan, this sucks. And Alex is very passionate, as is Simon and Simon Forsyth, and a lot of other people, a lot of other friends in this group who are great producers, are very critical about their modern stuff. And it's very difficult for me, you know, guys, to be critical. I believe when I'm critiquing I don't like to call myself a critic. I would like to call myself an analyst. I don't like to criticize things. But it's very difficult, especially when you're releasing your own music and then you go and criticize something, because then people will be like, oh, well, what have you done? It's a bit... so anyway, on this channel, I'm still always trying to find exactly what it is. Well, we know what it is, but you know, it started off as a sort of like a piano tuition channel, and now I'm reviewing albums and demonstrating things, and we'll just go with it. We'll keep going. Only Cover Me and Backwards are some of the better stuff in the last 10 years. Yeah, Cover Me, Andrew. You know, when they said, I don't know, someone said to me the other day, what do you think of Spirit? And I said, look, you'll have to wait till I get through the Depeche Mode album review series. And people said, this guy said, it's taking you forever. And he's right. But I think as Simon and I were talking, the problem with Spirit is for an album that's called Spirit, it's just got no soul. And then of course people have said, well, surely Vaughn, Cover Me is a good song. And I'm like, well, it's not a good song. It's just the best of a bad bunch. Is that brutal? It's not Walking in My Shoes. It's not Enjoy the Silence. It's not Stripped. It's not Shake the Disease. So you take Cover Me in the context of the Spirit album, yeah, it's a good song. But take Cover Me out and compare it to Shake the Disease, Stripped, and all those, it falls flat. It really does. Delta Machine is brilliant. You know, I'll be honest with you, and there are I just don't know their newer material as much as I did the older the older stuff. And this is something what's interesting in this channel is I love the fact that when we get teenagers on and younger people on. And if I think of people like Lloyd, hello to you, brother. Lloyd is about 33, 34 years old. So his first Depeche Mode album was, I believe, Playing the Angel. And I've always talked about how your favorite Depeche Mode album's a little bit like your James Bond. My favorite James Bond was Roger Moore. Hello, darling. And if you watch his videos now, the James Bond movies with Roger Moore, they're dreadful. The action scenes are dreadful. I mean, my favorite James Bond is Daniel Craig. But what I'm trying to say is when you grow up, you tend to favor the James Bond that you grew up as. You know, the younger generation preferred Sean Connery. So it's very much like that with Depeche Mode albums. The younger generations prefer the older stuff. And then people sort of like, you know, like Lloyd, who sort of like early to mid 30s, they sort of got into Depeche Mode later. So it's interesting when we speak to teenagers, you know, people on my group who are like 14, 15 years old, and they're like massive fans of the older stuff. It's very interesting because I think the younger people have a more it's difficult. I don't want to cause division here, but I'm very aware of the fact that when I'm criticizing their older stuff, is that just because I'm getting older and, you know, I'm living the nostalgia? I don't know. But then there are those younger people and younger producers who will say, well, no, Vaughn, the older stuff is better in every way. So anyway, yo bro. Yes, yo bro to you, Lloyd. Right. I fell in love with the Depeche Mode newer stuff before the 80s and the 90s. I'm 17. Yes. Daniel Grace. Yeah, there we go. You fell in love with Depeche Mode's newer stuff before the 80s and you're 17. So, and of course, when I went to their last concerts, you see people now who are kind of my age with, you know, with their teenage children, and you see the children who are getting into it. And when I was at I was at the Olympic Park with my brother and my fiance, and, you know, I dragged them along. I bought them tickets to come and watch this, and they really enjoyed it. And I remember there was a couple in front of me about the same age as me. And they had a son and a daughter who were like dressed up. And I tapped as we were rocking out, I said to the guy in the front, I shook his hand and I said, respect you for teaching them, you know, good music. And the guy said, oh, well, I didn't have to teach them. They just loved it from day one. So, right. Guys, am I talking too much here? I'm just trying to get you all warmed up now before we start the live draw. Come to Papa. Of course, I don't want to hang around here forever. I'm sure we have lives to live. I think we can't compare the older... Oliver says, I think you can't compare the older and the younger Depeche Mode records. Nothing can beat the older records. It's a complete different kind of music. The older stuff has much more soul. Thank you, Oliver. And that comes from a 17-year-old. I'm seeing this a lot, as I say, with teenagers and younger people who are really leaning towards the sort of the earlier stuff. Tony Duncan says Songs of the Universe has pretty good stuff. You know, I've got this problem is that the last three albums, okay, sort of like the earlier albums, if you said to me, Some Great Reward, track number 4, you know, I could tell you what it is and I could tell you the lyrics. the kind of the last 3 or 4 albums, if you played me a song, I would not be able to tell you which album it's from. I mean, that's how much of a fan I am these days. Where's the revolution? 101 now watching. Mr. Energetic, Mr. Generic is watching 101. Sounds the universe is wonderful. You know, I'm going to do a video soon about the producers, because when I interviewed Dave Bascombe, it was interesting to hear the perspective, and interesting to see that they only used him for one album. But rumor has it that I think Alan Wilder said something along the lines of Alan Wilder said that, fanboy alert, he said that Dave Bascombe was more of an engineer and not really a producer. And there are those who said that, okay, here comes a fanboy alert, it was really Alan that kind of produced that, you know, because as you saw in that interview with Dave Bascombe, great guy, makes a wicked cup of tea as well. He wasn't going to be pushy. He was just like, okay, what do you want to do? Okay. He was kind of like that. I don't think he wasn't there to sort of like, whereas I think Flood really cracked the whip for whatever reasons. What were we on about? I'm going off topic. Yeah, I've gone completely off topic. Oh yes, so talking about the producers, it's funny how they used Ben Hillier for 3 albums, and Ben Hillier is one of the producers which people are very divided about. I find that everyone's very unanimous about Flood. Daniel Miller, Gareth Jones, and Dave Bascombe. But I find with especially the Ben Hillier albums, people are very divided. People say, oh shit, and it's bad. And I know the albums got really badly criticized because I think the first one, Playing the Angel, came out during the peak of that Loudness Wars thing, and it was really hyped. But I believe they were actually going for that kind of gritty lo-fi kind of sound. I actually like the sound of Playing the Angel. I was actually listening to A Pain That I'm Used To yesterday, actually. Had it up on the system here. And it's quite funny, it wasn't the album version, it was the single version. Have a listen to the mix on the single version and the album version. To me, the album version just falls flat compared to the single version. It just sounds so claustrophobic. Right. Question of Lust, Urban Legend. Oh, Question of Lust, all the way. I mean, Question of Lust, Sweetest Perfection, Blue Dress. Oh. I think you guys know what I'm going to rate Violator, don't you? But that's if we ever get to the end of the Music for the Masses album review, because I was looking at it the other day and I thought someone posted on, there's a guy who keeps appearing on my Facebook page. It's the guy with a hat. I think he's called Professor of Rock or something. And I was watching his videos the other day and they're great. And I thought to myself, why don't I just do videos like that? One video, one subject, next. But then I thought to myself, if I do videos like that, then I'm like everyone else. And I don't mean that in an egotistical way. I think I like the idea that we can do the videos in a very in-depth way, and I think that's what separates this channel from others, is we do go really deep. And I think in the early days it was quite daunting, but now that I've found my tribe and we found each other, I'm not playing to the gallery. Right, let me read some questions here. Is rarest item world violation video? I don't understand that, David. Technomatic. I get that Martin has songwriting, vocals, melodies, programming, samples, etc. Do your thing, Vaughn. Tony, brother, I am. And just as and I said this to you, Tony, when you keep sending me your songs and you go, what do you think? I'm like, it doesn't matter what I think. The earlier stuff you sent me, I had sort of like criticisms, but those were only personal perspectives. Tony, if I listen to your stuff now, and I really don't want to sound like I'm the guy who knows it all, I'm just the guy, but the stuff I've heard now is, you know, when you're a producer, you get to a level where, you know, when you start out, you make schoolboy errors, but then eventually you get to a level where it becomes objective and becomes your perspective. You could take a mix by Chris Lord LG, and I bet you there could be people like Dave Pensado would criticize it, not in a bad way, but they would say, okay, it sounds good, but I would have done it differently. And this is the thing with mix engineers coming onto Dave Pensado, is mix to show your taste, not your skills. That is so important, because it is your taste that you're trying to put across. And you know, in trying to become a successful mix engineer, it's really you pushing your taste, and people will either resonate with your taste or not, and that is why we have different mix engineers and everything. Diplomatically speaking, loved the way Professor of Rock described how he discovered Depeche Mode. I see this Professor of Rock popping up on my channel all the time, and people saying I should interview him. I'm sure we will probably do a collaboration at some point. I like his style. He's very where he's very good is he's very to the point. Yeah, I think he really researches his thing, and he goes, okay, his videos are very slick. This video is going to be on topic. Blah, blah, blah. I'm the complete opposite, but I do like what he does. Vaughn, I'm 39, not 17. Thank you. Oliver. Oh, so someone was 17, so I'm sure you'd love to be 17 again. Or would you? Violator is outstanding both sound-wise and song-wise. It came at the right time, and the band and producers were at their peak. Oyvind, yes, absolutely. I think Violator is. I heard a rumor they travel far. I heard that Gary Newman, when he heard Violator, he nearly went into depression, because when he heard that, he was like, I am never going to be able to reach this. And I think Violator can be that is going to be a long album review series. Can we just dedicate a decade to that? Because there is so much detail we can go into about that. Are there collectors in this group? I'm sure there are. Daniel Grace. Oh, sorry, Daniel. You're the 17-year-old. Hello. Sorry, guys. I'm having to deal with too much information here. Guys, how many of you are on board? Just remember, if you've just joined us, welcome to the Vaughn George live stream. The first one we've done this year so far. And we're going to be doing a live giveaway of these 3 autographed Dave Bascombe albums. And those of you who funded the Dave Bascombe expedition, or the project, your names are in here. As I say, I'm going to read all your names to you. I'm going to pull them all out individually, and then we're going to do the draw. And then I think what we'll do is, if you're not on the draw, don't worry, you will still win. If you're not on the draw, I will email and contact you. If you don't reply within 3 weeks to redeem your prize, I think it's fair that we should do the draw again. Right, I'm a collector. I have tons. Like this chit chat section. Yeah, I mean, a lot of people have asked me to do a live stream where I just, chit chat and talk bollocks and, how's it going, guys? And our patron members in the draw. David, I had to make that decision. It was just understand that, as I say, I'm really trying to find my way with this, and I'm really trying to find a way to give my patrons, because I'm so grateful to you guys who put your money into what I'm doing. I'm always trying to find a way to give you guys more, and it's sometimes difficult because the channel does give quite a lot. But I will tell you on the inside videos, inside Patreon, what I've got in mind. I don't want to talk too much about the Patreon now, but just to answer your question is, I had to separate this. It was just, in hindsight, I thought maybe we should have included all the patrons in this, but it was a decision I had to make at the time, and that was only the people who funded this particular thing. And I apologize if that's confusing. I'm just trying to structure things at the moment, and I'm sure a little bit down the line we will be able to get complete and utter clarity as to what the patrons get, and what's in it. But for now, the patrons, I'm very grateful to you guys for being here. And if you're not a patron, I'm just so happy to have you here, and your David, no problem. Thank you, brother. Odina messaged me. She is on the stream but can't get on the chat. Oh, I don't know that. If any one of you are gurus on the chat, if you could just leave the message there to Lloyd, see if you can help Ondina get onto this. It's weird they didn't release World Violation. Yes, that is a topic for a video. I mean, I think I was talking with Simon and Lloyd once, that we're talking about, to me personally, and Ash Nero, we're talking how devotional is like the concert to end all concerts. There was like that was like the peak. There was 101 devotional, and then 101 World Violation, and then devotional. But I can't understand why they never released the World Violation. I think we should start a campaign. I think we should start a petition. There must be enough footage, because there are those kind of soundboard footage, where it's got quite there's a few videos on DepecheMode.com with quite raw footage. So I don't know, maybe they don't have enough footage, but I really can't, it does my head in. This was like one of their most outstanding albums ever, if not the favorite of the whole catalog, and they didn't do a live a live DVD release. I just don't understand it. Ondina, hello, you got in. What's wrong with you, girl? Dave, petition, yes, I think we'll start a petition. Right, okay, so I'm just going to chit chat for another 5 minutes, then we'll jump into the draw. I want this live stream to be no more than an hour. I don't want to bore you guys. So what's coming up on the channel? I've just today uploaded the Peter Kerr video, and as I say, it was great to get the information from him. I'm going to also do the second part of the Shake the Disease special, and the first part was me going to the Canary Wharf, to the was it the West? Where was I? On the West India Quay, and I was standing at the wrong place. But I'm going to now go to the exact location. I'm going to find it, and then also I'm going to, in part 2, I'm going to run through Shake the Disease, and I'm going to break it down into all its parts. And I think you guys liked the way I did the part 3 of Music for the Masses. That worked quite well, because if you look at the videos from I was looking at one of my earlier videos, and I thought to myself, oh my god, I've got a tan, and I've got a tan, and I'm a lot thinner. So lockdown. Anyway, so where was I? Off topic. It's terrible when you're off topic. You will not believe how many times I go off topic when I film these videos, but this is like live, so I'm terrible with my stream of thought. Where was I now? Anyway, Vaughn, did you connect with Peter? How did you? I just emailed him. I just emailed him, and it's like when I emailed Dave Bascombe. It was actually Lloyd, full respect, who got me. He got me his Dave Bascombe's personal assistant. He got her number, and it's kind of like the snowball effect, because I think once you've interviewed quite a few people, and people can go to the channel and they can see, we've got a good community, and if you use whatever means you have to your disposal. So if you say to people, I have a subscriber base of 10,000, and of that 10,000 there's some really hard, a lot of them are very hardcore and intense about Depeche Mode. Do you want to come and talk about it? And then, who doesn't want to talk about themselves? Off topic live. Yeah, we can call that. Is this the stand-up? Is the Vaughn George stand-up? Off topic live. Guys, does anybody know whether we can watch the stream on the channel? Yes. What happens, Igor, is when this is finished, I believe, like when I did the live stream last time with Brian Griffin, once this is finished, it will automatically, this video will automatically upload itself. Oh shit, that means everything I say now will be held against me. Oops, I haven't sworn once, have I? Do you pay the people you interview? Well, I'll probably have to pay Alan Wilder. I cannot tell you, if I had a penny for every email that goes, hello, blah 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 blah, and I don't mean to be disrespectful. Cut. When people email me, they go, hello, Vaughn, love the channel, all the sincerities, and they say, have you thought of interviewing Alan Wilder? And I'm thinking, have I thought about that yet? I haven't actually, but yeah, I would love to interview Alan Wilder, but you've got to understand that, as Simon Forsyth said, if you're going to interview someone, you have to consider what's in it for them, and so what's in it for Alan? I'm a YouTuber and I want to interview him, and I never say never. I'm not going to say no. I'm not going to take no for an answer. I'm coming for Tim Cinnamon, the producer of Ultra, Tim. And I'm coming for Flood. And yeah, Ben Hillier. I'm going to interview them all. And Wilder. I think once we've interviewed Wilder, it's going to be like, yeah, we can't take this channel any higher. Peter Lee, I'm jealous of you, man. Absolute Michael MC. Yeah, well, okay. I've obviously just jumped into a random conversation here. Okay, how many are online now? So, oh, Simeon. Tim Simeon. Is it Tim Simeon? Any exposure is good exposure. It's all good. That's true. Mark Wybro. Hello, Mark. Here's a question. Mark says, here's a question. Dave has already said that he's not sure how long he can carry on. The last tour was massive. Do you think they will what? Be like, oh, sorry, the questions are moving so quickly. Do you think they will be like the Moving Stones, the Rolling Stones, or call it a day sometime soon? That's a good question, Mark. I remember Dave Bascombe saying on one of those special one of the concerts, there's the special features interview, and he said something along the lines of, at the time he said, I'm pushing 50 now, so this was almost 10 years ago, and he said, if I can see the cracks, he said, when I watch my performances and I can see the cracks that I know are there, are starting to, and I see them showing, it'll be time to call it a day, something like that. I don't know. It's quite funny, Mark. You say, will they be like the Rolling Stones? But Dave Bascombe is turning into Mick Jagger. He's turning into Mick Jagger, and yeah, just refer back to the video I did on Spirits of the Forest. It's so razzmatazz in Las Vegas, and yeah. While I've got you guys here, check out Andy McNabb and Mark Wybro's YouTube channel they've just started, Electronic Cafe. I think the latest video they put up is all about Yazoo. Was it Alison Moyer? I haven't watched it yet. I think it's only went up about 10 hours ago. But I'm glad to see you guys have jumped into the the YouTube thing, and I would love to support you guys in any way I can. And I really enjoyed the I like your guys, your style, your back and forth. You guys have got good chemistry. Let's see. I read in an interview that whenever I see the word Fletch, I always laugh. I read in an interview where Fletch said that the last tour could really be the last.
Yes, the last tour could really be the last.
Oh, Fletch. What's your favourite synth? Quadrasynth. No, it's not quadrasynth. What's my favourite synth? I don't know. Off the top of my head, I haven't actually, I haven't actually had the opportunity to use some of these sort of old vintage ones, so I don't know. It's a very difficult question to answer. I like all of them. How's that? Dave's lips are a bit weird in the Soul. Dave's lip is a bit weird in the Soul Savers. Yeah. Vaughn's favorite synth is the Elisa's Quadrasynth. Thank you, Simon. I actually sold one on eBay yesterday. The guy came to fetch it. Yeah, that was the one I used on the. It's an Elisa's QS7, and the QS stands for Quadrasynth. And I believe it was Simon who put me off it because the first time we met, we were talking, and the word Quadrasynth came up, and he was like, "Yeah." The word preset is a swear word to you, Simon. I know this. Casio. Oh yeah, Casio. Oh my god. I mean, Casio do some great digital pianos and stuff these days, but I just can't take them seriously. The Quadrasynth is only 200. We'll put up a link. Vaughn, you are hilarious. And this is without a drink. Yeah, where was I? Okay, yes. So just coming back to what I was being quite serious about earlier on. Check out the Electronic Cafe with Andy McNabb and Mark Wibrow. Really, really good grown-up channel to get into. When I say grown-up, I don't mean grown-up, but interesting. You know, with a lot of good facts, but you know, but very light-hearted, and it fits in very well with what we talk about in this group. A virus gets. Okay, I mean, talk about a virus. I don't know if are you talking about the synthesizer or the corona? Depeche Mode live with Depeche Mode live without Fletch. And here's a question, guys. I want to interview Daryl Beaumont. Is it? Oh God, I can't tell. Tim Zimmerman and Daryl Beaumonte. Is it Beaumonte? I like Daryl Beaumonte. Is it Beaumonte? Excuse me if I'm saying it wrong. But I like him when you see him on documentaries. He's always like a little bit sarcastic. He's very, very English, and he's got that really, really dry sense of humor. And I would love to ask him. I'd love to interview him, and I'd love to ask him because at the end of was it the Exotic tour when, or was it the Devotional tour when Fletch had a nervous breakdown and he had to leave the set, the tour. And I mean, I'm not joking about that. That was serious. But Daryl had to step up and take over Fletcher's parts. And well, I'm not going to go into too much detail. Well, I've been privy to some of the parts that Fletch plays live, and yeah, I don't think it would be that difficult. And I don't mean any disrespect, Fletch, but some people actually said to me, was it necessary to replace Fletch? Could they not just have, put his parts onto tape? And yeah, they probably could. I mean, you could say that about anything. I mean, if you take the Pet Shop Boys, you've got one keyboard player. Did Depeche Mode need three keyboard players? Of course not. A lot of it's just a lot of it's all showmanship and everything. But yeah, God, how I'm going off topic. But yeah, I'm coming back to Daryl having to take over Fletcher's role and thinking, yeah, how difficult could it be to learn those parts? And Daryl wasn't even a musician. So, anyway, Daryl is very funny. Yeah, he is. Yeah, Simon, he did say something that was very, very obviously can't say. Yeah, but you know what I'm talking about. It's hilarious. What do you think about Alan selling all his Depeche Mode stuff a long time ago? Could it be that his finances were... I don't want to talk about Alan's finances. I have no idea. I don't know Alan. I just know all I know is he's happily married. He's got a new baby, new children, and he's just enjoying his time being a dad. I think rumor had it that I think Alan always said he never wanted to be a pop star past 40 years old, and so Alan's reasons for selling his gear and stuff, I don't wish to comment on that because I don't know. Let's have a look. I've got one of Alan's bits in the auction. What did you get, Matt? What did you get? Alan has disappeared completely. He has. No one needs the no one needs the clap. Yeah. Yeah. Isn't it great how we got Dave Bascombe to do... And people ask me why I get people to clap before interviews, and if you're a producer, you know, you're basically getting someone to clap so you can sync the audio track to the audio on the camera. Together a compilation of claps, like I've even got one of it all started when I was at Synthfest, and we got Tom J. Carpenter to do a Fletch clap, and I've got so I'll tell you, here's one. If we can get Fletch to go Fletch clap, and 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Got hydrology test pressing. Does anyone know where Dave left his deck chair? Hire Vaughn for the clap. I'd like to think I could at least cover for Peter Cordino, but I'd be happy to do Fletcher's parts. I could think of a few people who deserve the clap. Any stores sell Depeche Mode rare t-shirts? Guys, actually, I'm going to use this opportunity to do a bit of self-promotion here. I'm going to, because a lot of you have been asking for some merchandise to help fund the channel, and I'm going to be bringing out a selection of t-shirts and caps and things, which have sayings like, remain on topic, Martin, you kinky bastard, Alan Wilder, fanboy alert, things like that. So let me know what you think of that. What are your thoughts on Recoil? I'm going to be doing a video on Recoil at some point. I like Recoil, but to me Recoil is the music, is music for producers. It's kind of like, it kind of goes over most people's head, and even mine as well sometimes, because there's no real structure to the songs. They kind of build, and they very often go on a tangent, but they are meant to be that. They're not meant to be sequenced, you know, or pop songs with formats. And I always talked about how Depeche Mode are a classic example, as with the Beatles, where all the individual members together are greater than the sum of their parts. And Alan Wilder as a solo artist, I cannot criticize Recoil, but he didn't have the success that Depeche Mode had, and Depeche Mode still have the success, but they don't have the sound anymore. So Martin's songs plus Alan's sound, that's all I'm going to say. I'd love to get those t-shirts. Thank you. Matt Smith, I got to his house and Simon Forsyth did get to work with Alan. He if you go online and you type in Alan Wilder Recollected, you will see that just before the auction, Alan did those videos where he was describing some of the stuff that was available on auction. And there's a video where he goes, I've just pulled out this old Emacs, and I've had a friend it was sent to who's fixing it up for me. And that friend that Alan was talking about, I believe he was talking about Simon Forsyth. And so Simon, along with Tom, I believe, correct me Simon, they were the ones who actually helped restore those emulators and get a lot of the sounds back up and running. So I'm very proud of the great people. I'm sorry, I've met some really great people through this channel. Some really, it's interesting to meet the people who have who are actually, there, on the cusp of it all. 30 years ago, I knew a different version interlude to Blue Dress Clean. What interlude was first? I'm insane about them. Who knows what is? Oh. You kinky bastard. Recoil is like Massive Attack without the groove and the full... Yes, you're right, actually. And Alan Wilder, I believe, is a Massive Attack fan. Yeah, jazz music without the fuss. Oh, jazz music. Oh. I don't know the tune, so I'm just going to play everything. And, I don't know. Yeah. Hello there. Oh, hello! What time you call this? Just watch Shake the Disease video with Peter Kerr. It was cool, thank you. Andrew Sly. Yes, a masterpiece. What are you talking about, Igor? Jazz, or... Will you make some video about... Yes, I want to talk about Talk Talk. Really like Talk Talk. And I want to interview Brian Griffin about... Brian's great because he's worked with a lot of the people that we are going to talk about, and he actually kicked Talk out of his studio. So it'll be a very quick interview. Hi, Brian. Tell us about your time with Talk.
Well, Vaughn, it was very interesting. I had to kick them out of the studio because they were just too much for me to bear with.
But Brian, you're such a patient guy.
I know, Vaughn, but they were just too much.
Hello. Love a copy. Okay. Are you a fan of Psych? I don't know it. Do you know Daryl and Perry Abamonte? Yeah, went to school with Fletch and Alison Moyer. That's right. Perry was in The Cure. Is that right? It's quite funny because they always say when you get to the top, the circles are very small, and of course, these days everyone has their 15 minutes of fame, but it's great when you trace it back to that golden time where this all started, and you had Vince Clarke and you had Fletch and Dave, and they were all from the same area, they were all in the same school, and it was interesting. I met a lovely lady called Deb at a music gig once, and she was actually she used to run the fan base for Depeche Mode in the 80s, and she used to date Vince Clarke. So I said to Deb, I'll probably come for an interview sometime, if she's up for it, after lockdown, of course. Right. Okay, guys, I think we should start with this. God, I've been rambling big time. Should we start with this giveaway? Start by a show of your enthusiasm or not, or should we do it now or not? Are you going to be at the R&R Hall of Fame induction ceremony? I'd love to be there, but yeah. If you guys want to fund it, I'll go there dressed as a big banana. Okay, I think we're going to have to get down to this draw now, guys. So here are the entries. Now what I'm going to do is just to show you that we're completely transparent. I'm going to take all the can you guys see this? I'm going to take all the entries here. There are 87 pieces of paper here. I'm going to put them in here. Okay, you guys seeing that? So looking. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to just quickly read the names, and then I'm going to chuck them in into the. This is kind of like a roll call. So what you can do is when I put your name in the bowl, just say yay or way or hey, hey, or just say something. Right, we're going to start off in no particular order now. So there were 87 people. 4 of you. Okay, so 83 of you funded this through GoFundMe.com. Thank you so much, guys, because that really helped with the. It helped. It really helped. It was. We took a drive down. I was able to give Simon some petrol money and take Simon and Lloyd for a curry afterwards. So that was great. It was a really good day, and I'd love to do some more of these things. And I can see you guys are up for it. So 83 of you funded me on GoFundMe.com, and then 4 of you, for some reason, didn't want to use GoFundMe.com. So you funded me on PayPal. So I want to tell you that your names are in here. So I'm going to read all the names as I call the name. I'm going to put into the bowl. Okay, so here we go. In no particular order. Ken Lubers. Ondina Cooper. Chris Abbott. Ain. Oh God, excuse me. Ain Rodendau. Ain Rodendau. The first name is spelled A-I-N. Sorry guys, I've lived in Britain for so long. I was born in South Africa and I can speak 2.5 languages. And I laughed when I came to England because there was a joke once, and it was like, what do you call a person that can speak 2 languages? Bilingual. What do you call someone who can speak 3 languages? Trilingual. What do you call someone who can speak 4 languages? Multilingual. what do you call someone who can only speak one language? And they say Englishman. I must saying that. Cut. And that's true. Most people here can only speak one language. Matt Smith. Hello from Bolivia. Hello. Matt Smith. Joan Zen. Jean-Philippe Placis. Jerome Gretlet. You're on there, Jerome. Rafaela Lesimo. You're on my Facebook page. Kristen Todd. Melanie Mayer. Attila Pateri. Frank Krauser. Brett Allen Chan. Michael Stelling. Klaus Larsen. Juka Kakauri. Alexander Saref. You guys there, yeah? Hello, greetings, Analog 64 from Canada. Patrick Springer. Demo. Sam Mitchell. James Kimball. Andrew Sly. Yeah, Andrew, I think you funded me on PayPal, so just to prove that you are here. Tony Duncan. Martin Jallard. Lisa Valens. Reggie Barnes. That's me. Dimao, yes, there you are. Christian Delbeck. Johann Rubendorf. And David Stavegard or Stavegard. Brandon Gray. Paul, excuse me, I know the first name's Paul. Paul Blajes Ewowski. Blazes Ewowski. Sorry for my pronunciation, guys. William Glover. Chris Axelson. Christopher Axelson. Vincent Pujol. Dawn Wally. Olga Shrey. Jamal Huel. Matt Youngstrom. About halfway now, guys. Court Kramer. Or Court Kramer. Manuel Torres. Or Manuel Torres. Antimo Gonzalez. Robert Grossi. Hi, Rob. Brian Spear. Scott Drulius. Yeah, there's quite a few of you on here. That's great. I'd like to give the prize to someone who's here, because I'd love to see your reaction. But obviously, if you're not, I will have to email you. Jesse Cantu. Jay Harwood. I can't read my handwriting. Ali Hanyaguli. Cesar Noves. Michael Scollett. Agatha Moroz. Ash Neuro. Mario Mario Bucciocchi. No, sorry, it's my handwriting. Mario Buccicio. Mario Buccicio. You see, this is terrible because I'm live now. If I was filming that, I could just cut it. Oh dear, live streams. You'll be all right on the night. Chris Hockett. Tobias Muller. Kevin Somerville. We're almost there, guys. Oyvind. I think you're on there, Oyvind, are you? Oyvind Spotchebold, is that right? Are you on there, Oyvind, aren't you? I thought I saw you. David Canning. Sergius. Sergius. I'm sorry, I can't pronounce the surname. Sergius Maciwozik. You've got to give me 10 out of 10 for trying. Okay. Shannon Tackett. Paul Mamson. Tracy Johnson. Angela Honfugo. Juido Smolensky. David Lummer. David Williams. Philip Thacker. Michael Lyons. Jeff Roll. I think you're there, Jeff. Jurgita. I think this is a Lithuanian surname. Jurgita Rakauskaiter. Excuse me. Benoit Robillard. Benoit Robillard. Benoit Robillard. Josium A. Rodell. Chris Richardson. Good old English names. Always so much easier for me. Tammy Strang. Anders Larsson. Ivan Antella. Ivan Antella. Lloyd Edward Day. Louis Langalias. Jeff Nelson. Brent Groover. Paul Hugh. Ghislaine Rosette. Alex Grimes. Barbara O'Brien. Drew Kirk. And finally, Jason Vakula. That's it. Okay, how's it looking? Yeah, well done. Let's see. Jirgita, well done. Yeah, at least you understand who. At least you understand what I'm trying to say. Let's have it. How many names were left? I don't understand the question. There was 87 people entered, funded this. So, as I say, just to recap the terms and conditions, the 87 people who funded the Dave Bascombe project, your names are in here. 3 of you will win one of these vinyls. If you're not on the call, I will contact you. But if you haven't claimed your prize within 3 weeks, then I will draw it again for someone else. But let's hope. I wish you all the best of luck. Juliana M. Votti about me. Well, I'm here. I think this is with me. I just try to be so transparent. And sometimes it backfires because you're just trying to be, as honest as you possibly can. I think we did that when we did the giveaway, the last live stream with Brian Griffin. We were going to give away 2 full sets, and I think we ended up giving a lot more away just because I wanted to give people the benefit of the doubt. Technomatic drum roll. Yeah, drum roll. Okay, guys, are you ready? By a show of. Don't worry, I'm just kidding. Don't do that to me. Right, you guys ready? Say yay or nay. Okay, don't worry. Okay, where we are. Okay, so the first vinyl, as signed by Mr. Dun 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 bum. One of you asked me if I could play Pimp. I can actually play it, and I will, but not now. So, the first copy of Music for the Masses, as signed by Mr. Dave Bascombe, goes to okay. See, completely transparent. Ready? Ready, guys? And the first winner is Chris Abbott. You see that? Let me just pull up my camera here so I can make sure that you're seeing that, just so it gets in focus. It just looks like a blank piece of paper, doesn't it? Just wait for the camera to focus. You guys getting that? Chris Abbott. Oh dear. My OCD is starting to kick in here now. Hey, there we go. I can kind of see it. You guys can make that out, yeah? Chris Abbott. You guys good with that, yeah? It was Chris Abbott, you believe me. Chris, are you here, mate? Chris Abbott, are you here? Yeah, the light's too bright, yeah. Autofocus. Saw it. Very good. Next, we trust you, okay. Brent saw it. Brent, you will accompany me to court and be my witness. Chris Abbott, are you on the call, mate? Chris Abbott, you there? Don't worry, I'll make sure you get it. Okay, Chris, that's yours. A copy of Music for the Masses. Right, for Mr. Chris Abbott. Right, who's next? Third one. And okay. Ready? And the winner is Vincent Pujol. Vincent Pujol. Vincent Pujol. Yeah. Vincent, are you on the call? In Vaughn we trust. Vincent Pujol, are you on the line? Are you here? Don't worry, I'll make sure you get it. Okay. It's your copy of For the Masses. Right, one more, guys. Place in the palm of your hand. Oh yeah. Oh yes. Well done, Simon. Yes, place in the palm. Okay. What would I do without you, Simon? Right. Okay. Ready, guys? This is the last one for the final copy of the autographed Music for the Masses, and it goes to, and the winner is Barbara O'Brien. Barbara O'Brien, you are the third winner of the autographed Dave Bascombe. Okay, so I put it in my palm. Yeah, let's try that. That's what Simon said. He said put it in your palm. I think that's gonna... Does that help for the light, or just about make it out? Okay, so Barbara O'Brien, you are the, congratulations, you are the winner for the third Dave Bascombe autographed vinyl. Barbara, are you here? Oh, Barbara, you're there. Ba 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 ba. You got me rocking in a roll. Congratulations, Barbara. I'm glad there's one of you on here to share the excitement. Now, where were the other two? I mean, what? What else did they have to do? What was so important that they could not be on this call? Chris Abbott, Vincent Pujol, and Barbara O'Brien are the winners of the Dave Bascombe vinyls. Guys, congratulations. Barbara, I will obviously reach out to you all. I've got your contact details on the GoFundMe website, and I will get your addresses and I will ship these over to you as soon as possible. Congratulations. Well, it took me long enough to get through this. As I say, when did we do the Bascomb interview? We did that on the 2nd of we did it on the 2nd of March. So where are we now? Yeah, it's been I should move quicker, but yeah. Marshall Potter, your parents must have been Beach Boys fans. They were actually. James Kindle, have a great night, Vaughn and everyone. James, thank you. Guys, I'm going to sign off now, so I just want to say thank you so much. This was a most enjoyable live stream. I've really enjoyed it, and yeah, we should probably do it more often. I know a lot of you have said that I should do more live streams, and it's something I definitely think we should do. Seriously, great show. Thank you, Matt. I'm sending that keyboard over to you. You will get it, I promise you, mate. Matt, basically, I'm giving him one of my I had a little keyboard, a little controller keyboard that I used to have behind me, and I put it onto the Facebook group and I said, who wants this? And Matt said, I'll take it. So I said, okay, I'll give it to you, Matt. And that was probably also about 3 months ago, so you'll get it before Christmas, but you will get it, I promise you. I salute you, Dimo. I salute you too. Cheers all. Thank you, TS. Adios. I'm going to just say goodbye to a few of you and I'm going to sign off. Marshall, good night from Florida. Peace to you all. Marshall, keep up the good work, mate. Keep those tracks banging. Tony, you too, man. Thank you. Congratulations on the 10,000 subs. Thank you very much, mate. But we're going fast now. Good night, VG. Good night, Rob. Ondina, you're welcome, darling. Good night. Oliver Hubel, thank you, mate. Good night. Matt Smith, anytime, buddy. Patty 101, congrats, winners. Yes. Sly, thank you. Neon Banana, my New Zealand, my Kiwi friend. Good to have you on the call. Guys, thank you so much for joining in, and I will see you guys on the next video. And yeah, where we have the usual brand of fun. Take care of yourselves, guys, and I will see you very soon.